All right, as you guys can see, we've done a lot to the Land-Rover here since last check-in. We've pulled the glass out. It's getting a new windshield and windows all the way around. They're going to be tinted. We pulled the entire interior because we're adding sound deadener, trying to make this a comfy ride, and we're also switching out the dash to the Puma style dash. So we got that out right now. And then he wanted to swap out the cargo rack for this exoskeleton. So we've started to install this. Didn't really get much of this on camera, but there's mounts that go and mount from the back side, and then there's kind of like a sandwich plate. You know, you seal it up and good to go. There was a sliding window here. He wants to replace it with just solid glass, so we're still trying to figure out what we're gonna do. I believe the plan is we're gonna get a custom piece of glass made. We found some generic weather stripping. We're trying to see if we can get it to come down below these holes so we don't have to trim and make it bigger, but we'll do what we can to make it look as clean as possible, but that'll just be one solid piece of glass with weather stripping around it. I've also made up a ECU mount that will be going on the inside here, on the back side of the firewall here. We're gonna 3D print a cover for it. It's a pretty trick cover, so excited to show you guys that when it's all done. Still work in progress here, but we got all these need to pass through the firewall, but we didn't want to put a large gaping hole, so we're trying to see the best way to feed these through without having to de-pin them all. It might be what we have to do, but kind of learning as we go here. So once we figure that out and get that all installed, I'll show you guys how that works. We're waiting on some parts, so we're gonna take a pause on wiring. We still need coil packs and a couple other things. So first things first, we gotta get this box mounted. So I already got it marked out here with the template they provide. We're gonna go ahead and cut this out. I gotta drill 2 holes here for screws, and then we'll jump onto wiring and plumbing. All right, as you guys can see, we got some of these wires cleaned up. I kind of did all this off camera, but we swapped out all the OEM connectors for the GT 150 and 280 connectors that GM uses on their stock wiring harnesses. And I included these 3 in this connector, but these 3 actually go to the original blower box that was on this truck. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these out. We're gonna fish through the harness that came with the kit. So I'm gonna tie these onto here and run them through. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the wiring now. Alright, as you guys can see, I got the lower motor fan speed hooked up with the GM factory connectors here. I just have the harness ran inside. I didn't put loom on it or anything, so I didn't figure out routing. And the harness they supply looks a little bit short to me. It only comes to here, and we gotta go to the middle of the dash, so we might have to add to it, not sure yet. But just have that ran inside for now. The next thing we're going to hook up is we have these 2 green wires. One goes to the dryer at the front on the cooler, and then the other one goes inside to the AC switch. So I got to route it. I think I'm going to route it through this main body harness here that goes to the headlights. I'm going to run it through here and then in through the bulkhead there in the middle. And then the other thing we got to do is so the company supplies 2 different kinds of heater valves. You can opt for the manual one, which has like a cable and goes to this dial here that's mechanical. one of the hoses that comes out here. It'll go straight to that valve, and that opens the hot coolant from the engine to go and pass through and heat up the air. Now we opted for the electric solenoid just because we thought it'd be a little cleaner. I mean, this is kind of bulky, as you can see, but the problem is it came with this switch panel, so this is basically just on off. There's no like, oh, I want it just a little hot or all the way hot. There's no option, it's just on off, because you have like just a rocker switch for the heater. And it's just kind of a chintzy design, so we don't want to use that. We also didn't like this either. But we got the Puma dashboard for this thing, so I'll take you over here. So the dashboard already comes with the mechanical valve. We took the knob off here, and I'll explain why. But basically, it's mechanical, and it pulls on that cable. But to keep things matching, we did like this setup, so to keep everything matching, we popped the knob off here, and we're going to use a different heater valve that is adjustable, and then a switch, and the switch has the same size shaft as this, so we can reuse this and the knob, and everything will jive together nicely, and it'll look just like how it does, but we'll have the electric solenoid. So that's the plan for the valve. So we got to wait for that to come in before we can wire it in, but I'm going to keep jumping on the wires for the dryer and everything else and try and get it cleaned up. Alrighty guys, we got our wiring pretty much all squared away on this truck. As you can see, we got our wires ran here to the inside of the cabin for the blower box here. That's like just fan speed, so you have 3 different speeds and a ground. If you come over here, I swapped all these. These were all the OEM connectors over here, the molded ones. I swapped these out for the same connectors that GM uses from the factory. And I also routed the cooling fan and fuel pump wires through here, and then it goes into this, and then the fuel pump wire goes inside. The cooling fan goes and travels through this harness, and this is what goes along the side of the fender. This is the harness that has the headlights and everything too. We ran all of our circuits, the 2 lines that go to the pressure switch that'll go on the dryer, and then our cooling fan for the engine and our cooling fan for the AC. That's the purple and blue wires there. And then the grounds, I'm just going to go to the chassis for those. But so we have enough wire here, and this is ran. We'll have to wait till we get the fenders on to permanently land everything, but everything else is done. Wires right here for the thermostat. Got those all squared away. All right guys, we got a solution for our heater lines here. We custom bent these aluminum tubes. then we just stitch welded them together so they're not vibrating on each other, but they can nest together super tight. So that it's gonna go just like that. Bought rubber elbows to hook on here up front. And then back here, these are gonna hook up together. We did accidentally cut that one a little short, so we're going to add in a straight piece of rubber with a tube inside to kind of seam it together, get it down further. After researching everything, we decided the best solution is going to be this mechanical valve here. The electric one by Vintage Air probably isn't going to communicate right with the switch we have, so that was our solution for that. Get everything tidied up underneath. Got our wire clamped in. Got our windshield wiper squirter wires ran with the brake lines. I tidied everything up, so we're going to hook everything up here, and then we're going to throw the fenders back on and keep chugging along.